guys, it's Emily from Novel Novels and welcome to today's video. This is my December wrap-up part 1. Now, to say that the reading this month is going well is a small understatement. I have got 7 5 stars this month already. Admittedly, it always starts well and it tends to go flooby-ish, but I am now on a Christmas book madness for the rest of until Christmas Day, and then I've got a few non-Christmas books that I borrowed from the library and that I've got on my shelves that I want to end the year on. I'm going to end the year on a high. I'm going to pick a book. I think I may even do something funny on here, like a poll on here, get you guys to pick a book that I really am desperate for the end of the year, so I can end the year on a high, because that's what I'm doing. I'm reading slightly less this month. It's the 15th when I'm recording this and I've read 13 books already. You guys, that would be good. Me, slightly less than normal. But I was on a Zoom chat with Gemma and Chloe last night till about 10 o'clock. And I had a Christmas party with my rainbow, so I didn't get I did a lot less reading yesterday. Today, when I'm filming this at like 9 in the morning. I've got wrapping to do, finishing off the wrapping for the kids' presents. Then I've got housework and I'm going for a walk and I've got dinner to prepare because I'm going for a walk. So yeah, today's kind of another busy day. I'm going to catch up. I'll show you what I'm reading currently and then go from there, and then I'll show you the books because that's what you're here for, isn't it, really? So I'm over halfway through Sylvia's Lovers by Elizabeth Gaskell. Oh, I'm not into this. I don't know if Gemma couldn't end up buddy reading with me because she didn't get a copy. But I'm really struggling with this. It's not one I'm into as much as I'm into her other books. Not my go-to kind of brilliant book. So, not sure how I'm going to rate that, what I'm going to do with that. I am nearly halfway through A Christmas Secret by Karen Swan, which I'm buddy reading with Sarah from Sarah MG Reads. And it's all right, but there's no Christmas stuff yet. I'm not feeling Christmassy yet. It's all right, and it's got 2 timelines. I don't know how this is going to rate, but this is going to be the next one I'm going to read today. Then today I start The World at My Feet by Catherine Isaac, which I'm going to buddy read with Gemma. So how many book days have I got? This will be read by Christmas Eve, so I think I've got Wednesday. No, we're on Wednesday today, yeah. Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday. Tuesday, Wednesday, this will be finished. So, because I want to try and get this done. This is my dual timeline book. It starts in 1990. We've got 1990 timeline with Harriet is a journalist. Could have read this for the blimmin' doodah book, couldn't I? For my readathon, because it's got a journalist in it. 2018 timeline, Ellie is a gardener. Don't want to know too much more. Starting this today. Cannot wait. So that'll be my next one for today. I'm kind of putting them in order as I'm reading. Then I'm about halfway through the Mothers of Quality Street, which if I can finish this today, I will, because I'm nearly halfway through. 172 pages and it's a 430 page book. So if I can, I'm going to crack on and read this for the rest, like the afternoon. And then I am nearly again halfway through The Christmas Escape by Sarah Morgan. It's a new release that was out this year and I got it for £1. Really enjoying this. I'm going to crack on and read that this evening. So as soon as I finish that, I'm going to crack on with that. If not, I may just read that this evening and finish both these tomorrow. Don't quite know how that's going to go. Just going to be gentle on myself. What I can do, I can do. I'm not killing myself off today. Once I've got back from my reading, I can read this evening. Just going to try and then tomorrow is my chill out day. Tomorrow I don't have any wrapping to do. Fingers crossed everything goes well and I get everything done. And then tomorrow will just be a bit of housework and my last day of peace before the kids break up on Friday and I break up on Sunday. So my last peaceful day. 2 weeks with the kids and I've got a break from work. Looking forward to it. At the same breath, how I will do reading, I don't know. It depends on how they go. But I'm not leaving the house very much because I'm just staying safe. That's my idea. Anyway, let's talk about the books that I've read. So I had a DNF, which was Star of the Sea. It just didn't get me. Not the right kind of book for me. It was my TBR job book and it was like, nope, flopped. So the book that I gave you guys to pick out of my non-fiction books was The Duchess by Amanda Foreman. Flop. 2 stars. Non-fiction. Not really interested. It was about the charismatic Georgiana, Duchess of Devonshire. She was one of the predecessors of Diana, Princess of Wales, and I thought I would like her because of that, and I thought that there'd be some royalty. Nope, floppy. Charity shop, bye bye. Then, the last in the Plantagenet series, The Other Queen. This was only 2.5 stars. It's about Mary Queen of Scots, and I thought there'd be more in it. And there's nothing really about Elizabeth, and it's a bit of a Flooby-ish book. 2.5 stars. It was just really slow, and but other people called like George Talbot and Bess Hardwick, who are characters I don't even know, and how this links to the series I don't know. But it's a flop, but I'm giving it to Gemma because it's the last in the series and Gemma's collecting the series. So that was another Flooby-ish flop. Then I've got my big body read that I read with Gaia. I finished it a day early, finished it yesterday. Sparkles by Louise Bagshaw. This was 3.5 stars. It was 3 most of the way. In fact, it was 2 at some points. Because you can tell it was written in like 2005, because some of the descriptions of women are very negative. Like I found them quite harsh. Like some of the way these characters describe women. It's about the Massot family. Pierre, who disappears at the start, that is the leader of the family, and he leaves a beautiful young widow, Sophie, and a young son, Tom. Now, when we get most of the storyline is like 7 years from when he disappears. And Sophie is very timid, very pretty, is a Catholic, and very strict with the religion. And she's trying to rebuild the business that's been sort of left. And it's watching her grow, and I love watching her grow in this. And I think she's still my favourite character. But most of the other characters, certainly all the male characters, I hated them. I hated Tom right the way through till the end of the book. Sorry. And he's a real git, like a spoilt flipping brat, and the way he describes women, the way he treats women is just appalling, and I struggled with it. Sorry. Right. Not great. 3.5 stars because the ending was blooming good, and the ending got exciting and thrilling, and I didn't want to put it down for the last 100 pages. But it's a going and bye-byes. It's one of my going bye-byes book. But it's one of my biggest books on my shelf. It's read. I really loved it. This is one I think, I'm not sure whether to keep this or not. I don't think I will, because I did love it, but it was 4 stars, and that's A Single Thread by Tracy Chevalier. I don't know if I would reread it. And that's what's making me not sure whether to keep it or not. But it was 4 stars. It was a really good book. It's about the First World War took everything for Violet. She's 38. And her brother, her fiancé, and her future, that's what it took from her. And she's now considered a surplus woman. But Violet is also fiercely independent and determined. Escaping her suffocating mother, she moves to Manchester to start a new life. Actually, I won't keep it, because it's only 4. I've got no room on my shelf. But this is really good. I love the descriptions of the locations in this. Like Winchester at the time. It's got beautiful countryside it talked about. The embroidery that it talks about, the work that she does, which is about the single thread. That I found fascinating. I think Tracy Chevalier is a really good writer. This is one that a lot of people, it's had real mixed reviews. Gemma liked it. I buddy read it with Ange from Angie's Book Chatter, and she liked it. Charlie from Charles Heathcote didn't like it, but it is good. I really do like Tracy Chevalier's work, so I'm going to pick up more of her books, definitely. This was 4 stars. It was good, but I think it will be a charity shop one. Then this one's a kid's one, The Night I Met Father Christmas by Ben Miller. It was 4 stars. It was a good kid's one. I don't think I'll read it next year, so I think it will be a charity shop one. But it was good. It was fun. Middle grade. I'm not going to judge it. I'm not the person to judge it. But it's like a mixture of the Christmas Carol meets Father Christmas. So it's really quite fun and quite a good laugh book. So thoroughly enjoyed it. If it was a middle grade, I would say middle grade Mia would like it. But to be honest, she's even too old for this. So I don't know whether I should put it to one side for Thomas. I might go and see if Thomas wants it. Then the last of my 4 stars. This is Dark Tides by Philippa Gregory. I didn't like this quite as much as I liked Tidelands, but I loved it. So I'm going to keep this because I want to see if she writes another book. And it's also the most gorgeous book on my shelves. It's one of the most gorgeous books on my shelves. So this is going back on my shelves. I really enjoyed it. Really love the series. This is definitely darker in a lot of ways. And it's got like women fighting to survive. And it's got manipulative women in it. And it's got some saucy bits that you wouldn't expect, and it's got some LGBTQ bits that you wouldn't expect, and it's got Tidelands with a bit of a twist and characters, and it's nice to see some characters, and we're seeing Eleanor from the first book, and James comes back, the guy that left her and deserted her in the first book. I don't want to tell you too much about it because it does connect quite a lot with the first book, but there are really good characters in this. I really enjoyed it. I couldn't rate it 5 because to me, as much as it was great, I found that Tidelands, I kind of beats it slightly, but this was brilliant. It's beautiful. It's one of my favourite books. It is a 4-star, but it's a top end 4 stars, like 4, nearly 5 stars. 4, nearly 4.5, I would think. So that's all my 4 stars, and I'm already on 10 minutes, so I'm not doing too badly. But now I've got 5 stars. I'm going to be honest with you, I struggled to pick a favourite out of these because they're all absolutely incredible. When I say they're all 5 stars, they really, really justify that. It feels like I'm cheating on my favourite authors if I pick something. Like, I just don't know what to say about my favourite. You can see if you can guess any of them that I really have loved, but I can't pick a favourite. I've picked a favourite, but it's not, any one of them could qualify as that. None of them are jutting off. None of them at the moment are going in my, none of them at the moment I would say are like knocking my top 3 books of the year off. But they're all 5 stars. They're all incredible, and I loved every single one of them. Now, the first one was a reread. It was Chasing Daisy by Paige Toon. It's a reread, but I'm not counting it a reread on my figures because it's a new book for me, because last time I read it, it was my sister's copy. And this is Chasing Daisy, which is Paige Toon's 3rd book. It's set on the F1 circuit for a lot of the first bit of the book. Daisy Rogers is in love, and that's not a good thing. Not just that her famous ex is neither out of sight nor out of mind, but the man of her dreams, William Trust, has a girlfriend, a childhood sweetheart no less. And as Formula 1 racing driver, he puts his life at risk every day. You get to about halfway through this book and then something happens and you're like crying. It is very good, very hard hitting. I'm not telling you the twist, but they're blooming. Oh, Paige Toon will never, I don't think any of her books could rate any less than 5. And this was brilliant. What a way to start the month. This was one of my first, but this was my first 5-star of the month. And like I said, any of these could be, I feel like I can't say it's my favourite because it's a reread, but it's blooming good and it's going back on my shelves. This one is tied for first place because it's the first time I've read it. So this may be my other favourite of this is probably my favourite Christmas book actually. This is Jenny Colgan, An Island Christmas. This is the 3rd, I think, in the series. And I can't tell you too much about it because it's the 3rd in the series, and it's about like Flora, and something happens to Flora at the start of the book, and she has her own. Flora's the key to the whole series. She's like the central character. And then you got Saeed, the doctor, the refugee from war-torn Syria, trying to enjoy his first Christmas. It's so good. You're revisiting favourite characters. You're centralising more about. You're having like Saeed's in it a lot, and then you've got other characters, and then you've got new characters. Like there's Colton's brother that comes back. If you remember Colton from the other 2 books, his brother comes into it. And I can't tell you why because it will tell you links to the other books. But the 4th in the series, I'm starting on Boxing Day with, and I read this with Nikki from Red Dot Reads. The 4th I'm starting Boxing Day, and it's killing me holding off till then because I bloody want to read it now. And we've just found out there's a 5th that's coming out next year, and I will be bloody buying it hardcover. I don't care. This is actually probably one of my favourite. I don't know if it's my favourite in the series yet. I think this one may go up to my favourites of the year because it's really good. I'm really torn whether this is going to go on my favourites of the year. I feel like I'm cheating on Jenny Colgan if I don't put her in my favourites of the year because she is my second favourite contemporary author. She's my second. It's first, obviously, Paige Toon, favourite author of all time. Jenny Colgan is my second favourite, I would say, in the contemporary authors. And then I do think Sarah Morgan's up there as one of the top contemporary authors as well. Cathy Bramley as well. I've got a Cathy Bramley book to show you. She's another one. I feel like I'm cheating on the characters, but I love this book. If you love, you've got to read this series in order. I think it goes A Very Distant Shore, The Summer Seaside Kitchen, The Endless Beach, then this, then the next one. I bloody loved it. These 2 are keepies. The Diary of Anne Frank, which I've already read with Chloe. Chloe couldn't rate it because it's non-fiction and she feels that she's not justified to rate it. she feels that she just couldn't rate it. I rated it 5 stars because you couldn't rate it anything less. That's what we agreed on. This, everyone knows about the Diary of Anne Frank. I'm saving this for Mia because she will need to read it when she's older, but not until she's a bit older. Because this is the diary of a child and who is in hiding in the war. She ends up in, we all know she ends up in Auschwitz and Birkenau, and it's hard-hitting, it's emotional. Some of the diary elements, you have to think that she was like 11 or she was like a teenager when she started writing this. And some of the experiences where she's developing and she's growing up and she gets her first period and things happen, and it's, yeah, very emotional. Made me cry. Then the second in the Ops Room Girls series, the Christmas at the Ops Room Girls. Again, the first book was 5 stars. This book, no less than 5 stars. The Ops Room Girls, and I've got the third in the series, which I'll probably read February, I think. Victory at the Cup. The Ops Room Girls. This one, each of the books centres around a different one of the girls. And this is centred more around May. Because obviously in the Jess, I think it was Evie that was in the first book, centralised. Jess is going to be in the third. And this is May, and May has had a really hard upbringing, and her story is the basis behind this. But it's also set at Christmas time, and May at the start of the book sees an evacuee get evacuated to someone she doesn't necessarily trust. May doesn't necessarily trust and doesn't think that something's going right in the evacuee place, and yeah, you see why she thinks that. And she's got a bit of romance with Peter in it, and it's lovely and it's brilliant and it's hard hitting. There are some triggers for domestic abuse, there are some triggers for a lot of other things on this, so be warned. But this is a really good book. I really loved it, but go into it with your eyes open. Now, the other favourite, I would say this is my favourite, because I struggled to pick the Christmas books and the contemporaries. This is the third in the Tangle Magic series. This is a Tangle of Spells. I was buddy reading with this with Charlie from Charles Heathcote. We both agreed. The first one's brilliant. The second one was a bit of not as good. The third one, incredible. Like, oh my God, I want the fourth one now. This one was spookier, scarier, darker to the point where I was a bit scared in certain bits of it. I know it's middle grade and I shouldn't be scared, but it's incredible. This one, something bad happens to a different sister than what is in the other 2 books. And there's magic and there's witches, and it's exciting and it's thrilling, and it's got a historical bit as well because there's other people in it, and we want to find out what happened to these other girls that something happened to, and it's exciting and magical, and oh, loved it. Loved the sisters in it. Loved the series. Again, found out there's a 4th book coming out in February. I'll be buying it, no question. My my new releases for next year, I don't know if I should do a video on them because there is lots that I want. But then I feel like if I do that, it's putting pressure on me to buy them, because there was lots of new releases that came out in the second half of this year or at different points in this year, and I said I was going to buy them and I haven't bought all of them. So I don't know whether I should just do a video on it or not. Then my Kathy Bramley, another one of my contemporary all-time favourites, the Merry Christmas Project. This is a new release, and I don't normally do new releases straight away, but I did it. I bought it. I read it. 5 stars. This was a slower end 5 stars though, so I wouldn't say it's my favourite of the Kathy Bramley books, but it's bloody good. And I loved it. It's a real Christmassy book. This is about Mary and Cole. And one of the reasons, as soon as I picked this up, I was like, Cole? That's Chloe's other half's name. And there's actually similarities from Chloe's other half to this Cole. Chloe's Cole to this Cole. And it's quite scary. Like, it's quite lovely. And I could picture Chloe's Cole when I'm reading this. But Chloe's Cole, like an older version with kids. And it's really weird. And it's just like, he's a real, like, handyman kind of thing. And Mary's got her own things. And again, this is tackling anxiety. It's tackling... there are some other triggers in it, but it tackles it brilliantly. And the way Cole, like, they start off as a friendship. You can tell there's going to be like a romance, and it's brilliant and it's cozy, and I flew through it and I loved it. And it's just, Kathy Bramley has a thing also about found family. So your family doesn't have to be your blood, it can be friends, and it can be people that come into your lives. And that found family element is very key again in this other book, and I love that. I love that book. You see why they're all like 5 stars. They're all absolutely incredible. And then the last book, which wasn't the last one I've read, but I'm not doing this in order, is Page 2, One Perfect Christmas and Other Stories. You should not read this unless you've read all of her other books that are written in this. So I've read obviously all of them, but this has reminded me of the storyline, so I can't now wait to read all of the other books again, because it's like I'm now remembering some of these characters. So you've got a short story. There's like short stories on One Perfect Summer, Johnny Be Good and Baby Be Mine, Chasing Daisy, One Perfect Summer. Again, another one. This is One Perfect Summer meets Pictures of Lily. Then we've got The One We Fell in Love With, The Last Piece of My Heart, 13 Weddings, The Longest Holidays. Do not read this until you've read all of the other ones. So next Christmas, have this in your pocket ready for reading all our other books, because I love revisiting the characters. I loved the short stories connected. I loved the way she connects characters from different books. Loved it. Like I said, to me, I think my favourite could easily be any of those 5 stars. I am pretty much saying An Island Christmas and A Tangled Spells, because there's something about both of them. You know how you just get books in your head and you're like, they're in my head and I don't know. I don't know if any of these books I'm currently reading are going to go in the top 5 stars. I'm thinking The Christmas Escape will probably be a 5-star at the moment. Out of all of them, A Christmas Escape will probably be a 5 stars. But by the time this goes live, you'll see on my Goodreads what I've rated it. Mothers of Quality Street, not as good as the first book in the series, so I don't know what that's going to rate. Christmas Secret, no idea. The World at My Feet, not started it, so I don't know. Sylvia's Lovers, no. So at the moment, I'm kind of betting that A Christmas Escape will be the only one out of these that will be 5 stars, but I don't know yet. So we'll have to wait and see, and keep an eye on my Goodreads. Get ready for the next wrap up, which will appear at the start of January. Can you believe it? I'm filming this halfway through the month. We've only got like 9 or 10 days till Christmas. I'm so excited. I had my Christmas party with Gemma and Chloe last night, and it was 2 hours on the Zoom chat, and it was probably one of the best Zoom chats I've ever had. I just pray that next year Chloe can come down and visit us both, because Christmas is about people we love. Now I'm filming this, and like this is going to come out just about a week before Christmas. But I want to say to you guys, when we talk about found family, like in the Merry Christmas Project, you're my found family. All of my BookTube subscribers, my real friends. BookTube has given me so much support. Like, I don't just have my blood sisters and Helen, my sort of surrogate sister, and I've got my Wyatt family, which is important to me, but I've always got you guys. That I'm never lonely anymore. I never feel like I'm alone, and that's because of you guys. Like, to me, BookTube has so much to be thankful for. Like, I've got my BookTube besties, Gemma and Chloe, who I talk to every day. I've got Ange, I've got Chloe, I've got Ange, I've got Charlie, I've got Jack from Spread Book Joy. Alice is a new friend to me. I've just got so many people I'm grateful for. So thank you all. Thank you for giving me so much. I can't wait to do my New Year's resolution and just do like a big thank you. But what has been anyway, I'm rambling again. What has been your favourite book of the month so far? Let me know in the comments below. What books are you looking forward to ending the year on? And lastly, do I do a vote for you guys to pick my books, my last couple of books? So I give you guys some options about picking a book. You guys can all like vote on a book or something. Let me know in the comments below, and I may put a poll up, so you guys can do a quick pick on my book. So if you like this video, give it a thumbs up. If you're new to my channel, not subscribed yet, ring on my ding-a-ling, and I'll see you all soon. Bye bye.